game number 1 of our broadcast semifinals for NAWCQ 2025.
Yeah, and can I just say I wouldn't have it any other way than having my two Stevens on either side here talking about this beautiful game between Gem Knights and Orchest.
Looks like Isaias gets the win on the die roll, but playing the Gem Knights, did Isaias choose to go first or second? Because usually he's been choosing second,
I'm pretty sure I heard him choose to go
phase?
second.
Good.
Yeah.
Stand by, I mean.
Yeah.
And how beautiful is it? The Gem Knight is qualified a duelist for Worlds, and the best normal summon in the deck when it comes to Orchest. You cannot ask for much more than Girsu, the Orchest Mech Knight. The best normal summon in the deck.
I mean, it just gives you easy access to Harp Horror, which turns on everything you need, right?
Yeah. Sends an Orchest from your deck to the graveyard, and also has an additional effect to special summon a token each
Wow.
field. But double Mold Charmy. Oh, no.
Hey, Steven, really quick question. Does Orchest summon from the extra deck a lot?
A couple times,
Interesting.
in fact.
Interesting.
And usually that's its general game plan. And this is the interesting thing, is that this is a unique build of Orchest. It's Orchest with Fiendsmith as opposed to Mitsurugi, which we had also seen. Mitsurugi can sometimes get around this because you can end with just like Mitsurugi engine, maybe not give them that many draws and then pass. But at this point, I mean, like if you try and make any plays, you're giving your opponent so many cards.
Well, speaking of passing, it looks like Wilfredo is just going to set 2 and pass. I did peep a Forbidden Droplets there, so he may not be completely down and out, and that's important against a deck of Isaias' power. We saw how many fusion spells he resolved in the last game he had on the feature match stream.
Yeah.
Now we are about to activate a spell card.
Double Fuelos set to pass. And now what does Isaias have to start things off? The intentional go second Gem Knight deck.
Ooh,
Sales fan.
Salesman. What's he going to call? Did anyone hear it?
I did not hear, no. Maybe production can confirm for us if they were able to spot it. But notably,
Scatter Fusion.
Scatter Fusion is the fusion spell. We've seen multiple fusion spells used by Isaias. One that he's not going to have access to is the Shadal Fusion because there's extra deck monsters. But this one does work.
Yeah, because his opponent controls a monster. So now he's going to be able to fusion summon using Gem Knight monsters from his deck as long as they're non-rocks.
All right, let's see what the option is. It looks like I think I saw Forbidden Droplet in hand there, if I saw that correctly.
Looks like Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring was called with Salesman, which is really heads up because so many of the cards here just go out from the deck over and over and over. So a little fusion there. Looks like we sent the Gem Knight Hollow Core to the graveyard as well as Gem Knight Nephirim. But up next,
Gem Knight Lady Brilliant
fusion
Diamond.
summon.
Lady
That's
Rose
going to be
Diamond.
Lady Diamond.
Chain Link speed, Chain Link 1 Nephirim to try and summon itself.
So now we're going to be doing a couple of chain links here, and then we're going to also be sending, is that the Nesh Shadal? I believe that's called, oh my gosh,
Chain Link speed, Chain Link 1 Nephirim.
Genius. Nesh Shadal Genius was just sent to the graveyard here for the effect of Nephirim, I believe, to allow it to be summoned to the field.
Also means we have access to that additional normal summon from the Nephirim, so may be able to just battle it out with Gem Knights, but just, I never would have imagined that this is what the top 4 looked like. I mean, you just got to take a moment to take it in.
It's kind of glorious if you ask me. So here we're using the Nephirim to search for the Gem Knight, I believe that's Dispersion coming down.
And Lady Rose Diamond as well. If your opponent activates a monster effect, you can banish a Gem Knight card from your graveyard. Target face-up card your opponent controls, destroy it. So that means that Willie, as he likes to be called, Willie, is less incentivized to use monster effect interactions now.
Yep, and here we see the Dispersion here, letting us search for the Gem Armadillo. And they're going to use the effect of Nephirim to get that extra normal summon of the Gem Armadillo and use the non-once per turn searching of a Gem Knight monster for this effect. You can just see how consistent this strategy is and how powerful it is, specifically at going second, because powerful cards like Scatter Fusion only work when your opponent controls monsters.
Yeah. So now I want to talk about, as we see Isaias go through some Gem Knight combos here, what the face-down potentials are for Willie. They could be bluffs, but typically, like Crescendo's a trap you're running. We don't have an Orchest Link monster, so that's not live. Fiendsmith and Paradise, but there's no Light Fiend on the field, so that's not live.
I did at least peep one of them. The face down towards the deck appears to be a Forbidden Droplet. So
that is
big.
That
is
really very
big.
big. Yes, that could save him here because not only do you negate effects, but also it halves the attack, so that could just keep you alive for another turn.
Especially when the battle phase is the new Gem Knight game plan.
Yeah, so here we have the Phantom Court searching for another copy of Gem Knight Dispersion. We haven't actually used the Fusion Summon effect of this card yet, so we can still use it again this turn, as well as the Fusion effect of the Phantom Courts if we want to.
Certainly a cool card there because, again, you can activate 2 copies of it and just use the alternating effects. We saw one, maybe see the other soon, but up next, Isaias is about to play, let's see.
Okay, Hollow Core.
Hollow Core's effect it is going to send a normal gem or Gem Knight Fusion to the graveyard to special summon itself.
One of the newest Gem Knights printed in Battles of Legend.
It's basically a monster negate for him as long as he gets rid of one of his Gem Knight monsters.
Yeah.
I know we've been talking about Duelist Advanced format, but it feels like in this particular duel, this is just Battles of Legend format.
Yeah.
100%. Both these decks showcasing the new tools they have access to and how powerful they can be at updating the strategies for more modern play.
Just activating the Gemini Fusion.
Yep.
It's just cool to see it. And did I see that right? Was that a triple tactics talent?
What time is it?
Ooh, that would be interesting.
So if anything happens, I don't see that we're going to have many monster effects from the hand. It might be that on Wilfredo's side, Willie, as you will, seems to probably just have no points of interaction, maybe additional combo pieces that he can't use because he's slowed down from those Charmies, but that's still powerful to have indeed.
I like Isaias here asking the question of what type and attribute the token is. I believe it's a Dark Machine, which means he could use it for a Fusion Summon if there's anything that requires those types of attributes in his Gem Knight deck. But here we're going to be summoning another Phantom Quartz here.
Interesting.
And now we're going to be using, I believe, its other effect to perform a Fusion Summon using monsters in the graveyard. I think the reason why he went for that Link Summon was to put more names into his yard that he could use the Fusion Summon.
Exactly.
This is probably going to be, hopefully, for the Master Diamond Dispersion, which is going to be the main way that he deals damage this turn.
But we all know that there's that Forbidden Droplet, so...
There it is.
And we're just going to use it now to prevent the Fusion Summon. Now, he does still have the Gemini Fusion in hand, but sending two, Crescendo and Harpor. Now, keep in mind, Crescendo is also in the graveyard further extension, because you can search for a Dark Machine.
And really great for Orcus to put additional cards in the graveyard. Of course, no quick effects right now because the Orchestrated Babel Field spell isn't there yet, but if Wilfredo is able to live through this turn, and he very well might, he has a lot of combo potential for next turn.
And I believe he also used the Forbidden Droplet on the Fusion monster already on the field, which of course had that effect. When your opponent activates monster effect, you can destroy a face-up card or on your opponent's field, that Rose Diamond. So that no longer has that ability. So if we do have a monster effect activated in the hand, we have more confidence to use it now.
Also, both these monsters now are weaker than Gears through the Mech Knight.
So. That's actually even, that's much
very
more important.
important.
Yeah.
One card hand?
Basically, Isaias has forced the Fusion Summon again, but I don't think Gemini Fusion is enough to do that, and Dispersion might be a waste of resources here if he tries to commit to using that instead.
To enter battle.
So we are going to the battle phase, you're right. I think Isaias has seen enough here, so at least he could clear out the token.
I believe Lady Diamond.
Oh, no.
Illegal attack, but you forgot my card's special effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate mistake there.
That's a rough one.
15,
I don't know how much damage was being dealt because I'm not sure exactly what Lady Rose Diamond's attack point is. I think it's like 27 or something. So we might be taking like 450, 100 life points. We'll see one on the screen here in a moment. But that is a big blow to Isaias because he really needed the material to stay on field.
And again, a reminder that this is a very high-pressure stage. They both already qualified for Worlds, but they're going for that championship trophy.
Oh, wait,
and
1,000 for this?
1,000, yes.
Oh,
so he also paid 1,000 for the Gemini Link, so that would be 1,000 extra.
So 65.
Yeah, he did
He
take
can always
450
clear the
exactly.
token.
Look at that. My fast math was correct. You took 450. Oh, I love that.
You are a math wizard, the likes of which I've never seen.
Every time I try and do math on broadcast, I get it wrong. So
that's
I'm just
why I pull out Neuron, right?
I'm going to leave it to you.
For you.
It's hard with the Gemini cards,
plan.
too, because some of them have like random attack points, like 1450, 1750, 2450.
That is a 775, no, 675 attack. See, I tried it. I tried it. I'm not going to do it again.
Yep.
3 set cards pass. We know one is the Gemini Fusion, so theoretically a bluff. And I did see a Forbidden Droplet as well in Isaias' hand. Interesting he didn't battle or damage step use his own Forbidden Droplet then.
I don't think he had Droplet in his.
I believe I saw it.
I know he has Dispersion and Gemini Fusion. I'm not sure what the third card is.
Okay, well,
it is
see.
a spell. It could just be another fusion spell that he can't use.
Could be. We'll see what happens here. But we're using the Crescendo to start. Interesting to start with that, because that locks us into Dark Machines.
I think he was doing it
that was in the end phase. Good call. Good call. End phase for the Gearsu.
So now we get to use Gearsu again, because why not?
Yep. Sure.
And I don't believe Isaias has any forms of interaction, because unfortunately all the Gemini cards are only good at summoning other Gem Knights and getting consistency. They're not really good at interrupting turns.
And I like this just in case it comes up. The tokens are blocking the Link arrows here, so
respect.
You never know. It might actually be relevant.
100%.
Galatea, the Link 1, used with the token. You discard a card to search your deck for either Orchestrated Babel or a World Legacy, or not World Legacy, blanking on it. Yes, World Legacy card. World Legacy World Crown is the name of the one that you typically search.
Well, we talked about the Fiendsmith monster since he correctly used the trap card on his opponent's turn. He's not locked into Dark, and so now here's the full Fiendsmith combo. 2 monsters make Moon of the Closed Heaven, bring out Fiendsmith Requiem. Here comes Lacrim of the Crimson Tears, using an effect to send Fiendsmith Engraver to the graveyard. And I think we're going to immediately bring out Fiendsmith Engraver by returning that Light Fiend, and then I think we're going to equip the Fiendsmith Requiem. So just good Fiendsmithing.
Yeah. And of course, you're not dark locked yet. You have to use the Orcust, Harpor, or a Symbol Skeleton or something first. But because we just used the Galate Eye and not yet locked ourselves, we can do the full Fiendsmith combo. Power of this deck. Now we go into Sequence, which means we can Fusion Summon using Sequence's effect. Shuffling back the material.
Hey guys, how did that Requiem get sent back to the extra deck? Didn't he discard it off of Engraver?
I think he discarded it off of Engraver.
But now, yeah, so that,
looks
yeah,
like he misplayed where it went to, yeah.
It's been a long day for these duelists. They both qualified, but that was very hard work.
Yeah.
Now they're returning it. So basically, we accidentally added it back to the extra deck, but in truth, it was in the graveyard. We're going to go and fuse it now, and it seems like the opponent's understanding of that.
Yeah, Alfredo just kind of like got ahead of himself, I think.
Yeah.
Wilfredo, apologies.
Skipped a step, but that's okay. We got there anyways. We return those cards and perform a fusion summon here of Fiendsmith's Deseret.
That'll get the job done.
12 rounds of Swiss. Top 64 bracket. There's been a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Played here.
Yeah, so Wilfredo just thought, oh, I'm also going to fusion something by the way. I'm just skipping a step here.
He's just getting,
Are we finally bringing out the Agnum Day? Oh, we are. We have not seen this the entire tournament, but remember, it does get piercing battle damage and an attack increase to whatever it equips to. That token may have its work cut out.
It's got 0 defense points.
Typically, defense mode monsters feel pretty safe. This one's sweating a little bit.
Yeah, the worst position to be in.
And I believe Desiree is now, I believe he gains 600 for every link rating, so that's 18 plus 28. That is going to be 46. And with the attack reduction, I think Isaias is just going to scoop it up there. Wilfredo takes game 1. That was unfortunate.
Cheers and claps from the crowd.
I imagine Wilfredo had a little bit of a heart skip beat when that double Fulos came down, but honestly, it's looking like the types of interactions he naturally drew, like the Droplet and the Crescendo, was more than enough to play through and get Isaias in the blender that is Orcust.
And in moments like that, it's a tough call. Do I just pass and not give my opponent the materials, or do I try and play into it to at least give myself options? But you're right, Steven, that he had enough. It wasn't a lot, but it was enough to stop his opponent.
You know, there's probably an argument, too, to being like, just use one Fua, because then that maybe incentivizes them to actually play, and then once they start, then you play the second one, and now it's like kind of sunk cost fallacy. Now they might be more incentivized to keep going.
And now is an interesting mind game here, because Willie knows that Isaias chose to go second. Do you make, or rather, I guess Isaias lost this one, so he can force Willie to go first again. But if in the event it goes to a third game, does Willie choose to make Isaias then go first to try and get in his head? Anytime you have a deck that wants to go second, you get into this mind game, kind of like the Tempai meta that we had before.
100%. And I think seeing Isaias play earlier, I think no matter what, he's happy just to always go second, whether they're able to plan for what he's doing or not. I don't think it matters to him, because I don't really think the Gem Knight combos going first really establish any interruptions. They are just good at pushing through things and creating damage, and that's all he needs his deck to do.
Well, there's some negation effects, right? If I recall correctly, the Gem Knight Hollow Core when sent to the graveyard, you can use it to negate effects, but that is just the one single point of interaction. Coupled with a few cards from the hand, but this is a deck that's high in its spell count because it wants to go second. I think the chat got a chance to see that there's a Harpy Feather Duster entering the main deck. So I think Isaias does predict, like, this is the call. Going to go ahead and go second again and just see if he can conquer Wilfredo.
Yeah, I mean, if you can Harpy's Feather Duster that, Forbidden Droplet, very different game.
100%.
Very different game.
So
Wilfredo just kind of feeling himself, looks out to the crowd there calmly. Must feel different, right? You're already going to the World Championship. Now you're just trying to prove what kind of champion you could be.
Like I imagine going to the World Championship as the North American continent champion, it gives you a bit more confidence than just going there as a representative.
Oh, yeah. They're going to have to go through either Aditya, the last year's winner, or Julian, the Friday Points playoff winner, as they're on the other side of the semifinals bracket.
This is the most stacked bracket I have ever seen. Just
it's crazy.
Incredible duelists. But legends in the making right here.
Exactly.
These are duelists that maybe not are household names, but they may be now, with just incredible gameplay, great decks, and here we are.
It really is that hero's journey here of two guys that have, like, by their own admission, struggled to make it into these top cuts. They've been trying so hard. Now, game 2, the winner here is going to finals. Right now, it's Willie up 1-0. Isaias back against the wall.
The age-old question: who's going first? Who's going second?
Who's on first?
Same by me. Yep.
I don't know. Find out.
No, he's on second. All right.
So this looks like Wilfredo was made to go first here.
Willie again with the best normal summon in the deck. If this is not impermed or effect veilered or whatnot, it does so much. We're sending Symbol Skeleton, which tells me that we have Harpor in hand.
But Meow.
Oh.
That can kind of punish. That kind of punches specifically Simple Skeleton.
Yes, and also the Galatea and also the Fiendsmith Engraver, but you can still make a board without giving your opponent a draw and not feel too bad about it. Let's see how Willie wants to navigate this.
Honestly, at this point, I feel like Isaias is using the Molcharmies less as a way to draw cards and more as a way to force his opponent to make half boards or boards they're not as happy
exactly,
with.
yeah.
That does make sense because as a Gem Knight player, you talked about earlier how activating the 2 copies of Molcharmy Perulia earlier, for Walla, excuse me, you want to disincentivize your opponent from playing, and maybe if you would activate them later, they would draw. But I think he does want to disincentivize the player from playing at all, because then you could just do big monsters into nothing on the field.
The nice thing about the Galatea Search is that you can either go for the Babel or the World Crown, depending on which one you opened with, and opening one means you can search the other. Both have been seen here. So we go into the original Galatea and still have material on field. Banish the Harpor to summon another Orcust from deck. I'm going to assume that's going to be... Oh, it's another Symbol Skeleton.
We have a very heavy Orcust engine on Wilfredo's side.
I'm going to have a conversation with Willie about the Orcust build, because this is not how I've built the deck. And again, I like to remind people, there's a reason I'm here and he's there.
Go up to
so I got to learn some things. Yeah.
Ooh, is it Crescendo time? Yes, it is. Thank you, Galatea, for sending that card directly to the board.
And then here, typically you'd go into put overlay Dingirsu onto the Galatea, then link those with like the Symbol Skeleton or something into like an IP Masquerena. On your opponent's turn, the Babel allows you the quick effect to use the Symbol Skeleton to bring back the Dingirsu. You're not giving your opponent a draw with that Meowls then.
And we are currently dark locked, so all the Fiendsmith cards are no longer an option for us.
This works too. Yeah, we still get the IP, but we keep the Galatea on the field. And now we
Faster.
don't have to Galatea I giving our opponent the Meowls draw, because that would be the other way to get a link back on the
100%.
field. But there's no Dingirsu line at this point. Important to note.
It's a pretty strong position for Orcust, considering Orchestrated Babel is on the field. Plenty of access to all the quick effects. They're now quick effects, but Shadow
There it is.
Fusion!
Ooh, this is going to be fun. This is going to
Yeah,
send
that's just
Crescendo
Crescendo
you
right
can't.
away.
You
have
can't.
to.
that
I
is a
think you have
Crescendo
to.
target if I've ever seen one.
Banish it. Don't let it stay in rotation. Now, what else does Isaias have?
It looks like a
Search
lot
for a
to
gem
me.
monster?
I believe I see Gem Knight Dispersion coming down here. This is going to be used the effect to search. This can get us our Nephirim or whatever other cards we're missing to keep comboing.
Add Nephrim.
Yep, there's the Nephirim.
Is that a Nibiru?
It is.
I think
That's
I saw a little bit of a
Nibiru.
flash there of Nibiru.
Now, if you
pretty
pay
good.
attention to the screen right by Wilfredo's cam
Now-
right there, you'll see that Nibiru.
What's incredible here is that the IP can turn into SP. At some point,
Gem Knight
SP banish itself with the monster. Now you can Nibiru and not even lose your own SP, and you still have Orcust cards in the graveyard.
How do you beat a rock? With a rock.
I think it's paper, typically. That's what I learned earlier yesterday.
I mean, the
But
cards
this
are
is
kind of made
Yu-Gi-Oh.
of paper.
That's a good point.
It is
That's a
Yu-Gi-Oh!
really good point, actually.
Paper cards.
Where's the scissors coming to the equation?
Ooh, don't you bring scissors near my cards. I'm out of here.
Yeah, okay. All right, we don't like scissors on this broadcast.
It's going to be a little challenging here because I'm not sure how many ways, if Isaias' hand is all monsters, to add fusion spells to hand, but we can see some fun things here. Ooh, we're going to be using the token from Girsu as well as our Nephirim to... Are we going to be making... Is that... I believe the name is... Dox for hire? No, I believe...
It's Dawn or Dagger for hire.
Dawn or Dagger for hire.
Two
Thank you.
monsters with different types. Makes sense to me.
And now we can force out the IP Masquerena here by using its effect to destroy itself and another card. And that'll clear our board too, so our other Gem Knights will be able to trigger as well.
Yeah, it forces Masquerena, but it doesn't deal with the SP. Like, it doesn't stop Masquerena from using the effect.
Oh! Or, of course, we can go over the Ellen Girsu because we have a Link 2 Orcust monster already in play, and now that monster can't be destroyed because of IP Masquerena's effect.
That's right.
And, of course, this is one of the new Orcust monsters. You can target one of your banished Orcust or World Legacy cards, add it to your hand, then shuffle one card from your hand into the deck and take control of one face of monster your opponent controls. And because of Orchestrated Babel, that's a quick effect.
Yes.
So you can actually take control of an opponent's monster on their turn. Also, during the main phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there from the extra monster zone this turn, you can banish it and send one card on the field to the graveyard. So even if your opponent removes it, still, Babel makes it a quick effect. You can remove a monster or a card on the field.
Let's not blink, guys. We're sending Gem Knight Courts to the graveyard to set Brilliant Fusion directly from our deck to the field. And we're going to activate the one of Brilliant Fusion to activate the effect of Fusion Summon using cards from our main deck.
Certainly having flashbacks to years ago when that was used to bring out Gem Knight Seraphonite, but I don't think that is the call here.
Actually, I mean, it still could be. An extra normal summon's an extra normal summon. I'm not going to bat an eye at that, but I believe we're sending 3 monsters, Nephirim, Hollow Core, and another copy of Quartz. Is this going to be Master Diamond Dispersion?
If it is, big monsters coming your way.
There it is. And I think it's worth noting, too, that I don't believe Enlil Gisser's in play right now because he has no Orcust cards in his banishment. I don't
Oh,
think he can use that
right.
effect. So
But
that
he could
effect-
do that with the quick effect from the orchestrated
Yeah, he
babble.
can use the symbol skeleton in graveyard and banish it another Orcust and then have it.
But because the Master Diamond is a quick effect as well, like that's gonna be he's gonna devote a lot of resources then just to be dodged anyway.
Oh,
It's kind of
interesting.
like what I'm saying.
Okay,
So
yeah,
it's
good point.
interesting to see the situation we're in right now.
Is that a bestial?
It is a Bestial Ball Drake, and
Nice.
perfect timing, too.
Nice.
Holocore is dark.
Send Shuttle Genius. Summon Nephrim.
So we're going to be sending Neshadal Genius from the hand to the graveyard to bring back the Nephrim because it was sent to the graveyard by a card effect. And this will allow him to
And then
immediately normal
Quartz
summon if he
will
has a
add
normal summon.
that.
And is that Arch Nemesis Protos in his
It
hand?
is.
What?
I believe he has 3 different
Uh-oh.
attributes in the grave, you guys.
I mean, we were talking about
new
it this
chain
whole
link?
weekend about Arch
Shuttle
Nemesis
Genius target?
Protos called Dark, and that would be pretty good against this deck.
Oh my gosh, and because we're sending the Genius to the graveyard by effect, we can now target the Alan Girsu and negate its effects for the turn.
Oh.
Perfect timing.
And here we see the Holocore from hand using its effect to send a Gemini Fusion to the graveyard to summon itself. Oh boy, Isaias is going in right now, and I'm not sure
You
what
got something?
else Wilfredo can do.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get to use this ball, Drake, because theoretically... Oh, Nibiru here.
Stopping the rocks with the rock.
But wait a second, can Holocore negate in hand? Can it only negate on field? I don't actually know.
I believe it's from the graveyard.
No, I believe it needs to send a fusion monster from your field to
Oh,
the
that's
graveyard.
right.
But can it negate cards in hand? I guess, just think about it, we are sending the Master Diamond to the graveyard.
Yep, so again, you
Maybe?
can send a Gem Knight normal monster. Well, that's the wrong effect. We don't need that here. But when your opponent activates a card or effect while you control a Gem Knight fusion monster,
There
quick
it
effect,
is.
banish 3 Gem Knight cards from your graveyard, including this card. So it has to be banished from the graveyard.
I'll chain.
So there we see the effect. No, we're chaining Master Diamond here to summon 3 non-rock fusion monsters from our deck. We're going to be summoning, is that Aquamarine? Yes.
So that would make the biggest Nibiru token possible. Does he have some way to take it?
That's actually a really good thing to think
That-
about. That will be a big, big token.
But you'd have to switch its position, and you wouldn't be able to do that. So maybe he's more.
Oh, it's up to 3. He only summoned Aquamarine. He probably just wants the different attribute in the graveyard so we can
Oh,
Proto.
that's right.
Yeah, keep the token, get rid of the Nibiru. But it is important to note that now...
It's still a big token. Gigantic.
Yes, but now
is-
the Enlil Girsu, the Orcus Mech Knight, is in the graveyard. And with Babel, we have the graveyard effect. Banish it to send a card on the field of the
5,000
graveyard.
attack.
So this could be difficult if you brought out Arch Nemesis
40,
Protos and you called Light, you destroy your
66, 50
token
defense from my
and the
side.
Nibiru, but you'd only be locking your opponent out of Light. And while it would stop the Fiendsmith side of the deck, it wouldn't stop the Orcus side of the deck. So this is kind of a difficult decision if that's the direction he decides to go.
And it is worth knowing that Master Diamond has an effect in the graveyard too, that if you ever lose one of your Mech Knight monsters,
51 on my
Gem Knight
side.
monsters, you can summon it back. And then just keep resummoning 3 different fusion monsters every single turn.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize it's a Battle of the Knights, right? We got Mech Knights a little scattered through the Orcus deck and Gem Knights.
That's true. That's true.
Thinking on res, on new chain.
I don't think there's any other effects besides
I
maybe Holocore.
I believe, Isaias' only card in hand is that Protos, right?
I know. I think he saw one other one, but I'm not sure what
Okay.
it is. It could just be like another Gem Knight monster.
Yeah, you never know.
We could activate the effect of Gem Knight Fusion in the graveyard in order to return that to his hand, but he'd still
Aquamarine
need
target
additional
bounce.
materials.
Nope.
So we're going to
Yeah.
bounce the Nibiru, the Primal Being, back to the hand with the effect of the Aquamarine.
Okay.
And I believe we still haven't actually normal summoned at all as Isaias. I just want to point that out. I don't think anything has happened that's been a normal summon.
And
so-
this is a very critical turn for
no,
Isaias because
Shuttle
a full
Fusion.
Orcus
That's on the
graveyard
back.
means that Willie can
shit.
continue to
Usually,
play
I was,
once it
what
comes to
I-
his
what I-
turn.
the grinder.
It
of
was-
Orcus.
And he's going to use a lot of the graveyard effects on
no, I
Isaias'
just
turn so
switched
that he
it,
can
yeah,
use them
yeah.
again on Willie's turn. They are hard ones for turns, but guess what? with that orchestrated Babel, they are quick effects.
But can he just call Dark with Protos and say, nope, you go ahead?
And that
summon
looks
all
like
of
what
them?
he's doing, banishing 3 monsters
I
there.
believe that's Earth, Light, and Dark. And there's Arch Nemesis Protos.
The
We're gonna
crowd
be-
goes
We're
wild.
going to be chaining Ellen Girsu in the graveyard.
Yeah, I mean,
And are
you-
we going to bounce it back to hand? Or no, send it to the
It
graveyard?
sends it to the graveyard. It's not a quick effect, so we had
Yes.
the answer already, and
this is
now
3 different colors,
Isaias
by the way.
has
that-
one card in
These are
hand.
3 different colors.
Oh, you're right.
Variation,
That's
that's
2
all.
Earths, not a light.
Oh, I thought it was a light. Yeah, the Nephrim was a light, so I knew he had that attribute in the graveyard.
Don't worry, I've mistaken a
catch from
monster for a
Willen.
light before too.
Yeah. Can I read this?
Was it a
Go
Mystic
right
Shine
ahead.
Ball?
No, it was Vanquish Soul Holly Sue.
Adorable.
Because she looks like she'd be a light, but that would be terrible in Vanquish Soul.
That
So you're
would be
right.
rough.
My bad, my bad.
Imagine they make a new Big Crystal monster, but it's off attribute. That would be.
How many
It better
cards
be
are
a
in
really
here?
good monster.
Yeah.
I mean, Holly Sue's really good. She'd still be pretty good if she was light.
I honestly would have been happy about it. Yes.
You know how I remember is she's down to earth, you know?
Oh, wow. What a great metaphor there. She is down to earth. I will keep that in mind to keep that memory. It looks like, speaking of memories, we're going to
Yeah.
pass turn.
Willie is in prime position to close out this game right here, right now. End phase, I'm imagining a lot of Orcus are about to come out.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
start it off.
That IP into Ellen Kirsu definitely gave him the edge in this matchup, in this specific
for
turn cycle, because otherwise he would have been able to get destroyed by that Protoss, because his entire deck is dark, except for the Fiendsmith cards.
And the only thing he missed out on is the Dingirsu line, but he didn't want to give his opponent an opportunity to first draw with Meowls, and second of all, bestial him in the draw phase, because you can always Galatae Eye in their draw phase to bring it out so that your orchestrated crescendo is live. You would have the Dingirsu, but he didn't need it. Like, I honestly am happy with the way he played it, because he played more conservatively. He didn't give his opponent as many ways to interrupt him.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you know for a fact that your opponent is not going to, win the game on the next turn, you like as many turns as possible as an Orcus player, because your advantage is just gigantic after turn 1.
And then you can just overlay the Dingirsu on your turn, and you can still use it. It looks like we're going to have a ruling question on stage right now, so we'll get some time to react to what's been happening and remind people. Willie is up 1-0. He's about to have an Orcus turn, unless something changes based on judges, but he's about to have a full Orcus turn with only a Nibiru token to stop him.
Oh, yeah,
so
it's very intense.
Think about this, though. If it isn't just the Nibiru token he deals, he could get one of those coveted Mech Knight tokens again, make his Fiendsmith combo, get all the way up, and pierce to win. Because that's how we got through the last duel. That's how his opponent ended up conceding.
True. Or you could just use like the engraver effect out the token that way and then just attack through everything.
There's a lot
Very
of
useful.
options. There's a lot of options. You can Dingirsu to send the token. Like, at this point, I don't think that there's a line that I wouldn't be happy with Willie taking. They all get to the victory line, and they all get him to a finals appearance. We're waiting to hear confirmation as to what the dispute is on stage, or what they're talking about with the judges right now. It seems like there was a pause for some reason in the game, so we'll keep you updated once we have updates. But based on the current game state, it seems like Willie is about to walk away with a 2-0 in the semifinals.
I mean, it's like you said, Babel, full Orcus graveyard. It's going to be my turn again. We're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, basically it's your turn twice, once from the end phase and then once during your own turn.
And then on their turn, I'm using Darks. On my turn, I'm using Lights because I'm playing Fiendsmith. So it's a perfect balance, perfect timing, perfect rhythm. We love to see it.
Powers of light and darkness intertwined, but we'll have to see soon what happens. But now we're just kind of hanging out as we wait for the judges to discuss things again. This is still integral. Yes, all of these duelists are going to Paris, but the championship is still in the line, so why don't we go ahead and return to it now?
It's time for the Orcus crescendo of this game.
Aha! I thought I had puns.
And from what I can tell, it looks like no changes were made on the field, so whatever was being discussed has been resolved, and we are continuing play from where we left off.
Yep, which I believe is still currently Isaias' end phase, and Wilfredo has some effects.
Yeah, so you could do the Girsu, keep your field empty so that you can use the token, but you don't need to. You can also just use all of your Orcus graveyard effects right now, so that way when it comes back to your turn, you can use them all again.
So we have Galatae Eye bringing back the World Crown by discarding the Nibiru that Isaias so graciously put back into our hand.
Oh, we're into main phase 1 now for Wilfredo. Okay.
Oh, yeah, because he's using Galatae, yeah.
He just drew, so I actually think it's the double Orcus effect, right? Whose turn is it anyway?
It's because he used Crescendo as well, too.
So using all of the Dark Lock effects during the end phase, and then just like you said, going into all the light monsters here, 2 monsters combined to move into the closed heaven, then we make Fiendsmith Requiem, and we'll bring out Lacrima, I assume, based on this prior play.
Yeah, exactly. Lacrima, and then we'll send the Engraver. Engraver will summon itself back, and then we'll equip Requiem to the Engraver to get rid of the token, and then it's about counting to 8 from there, pretty much.
And then choose which way you want to remove the token, because again, Fiendsmith the Engraver can do it with his effect. You can go for a overlay play into the Dingirsu. Chaos Angel if you're feeling extra spicy.
Well, we could Chaos Angel, I believe, to banish the Brilliant Fusion if we wanted to, too, to get that out of the picture.
And it looks like we might just do that. I do see a Synchro Monster, and instead it's the sequence. Okay.
So returning to the same sequence as before, and now going to go ahead and fusion summon here the materials for Fiendsmith's Desiree.
Interesting that he didn't go for the Requiem play, remove the token, and then do this anyway, but you know what? Willie seems to have a plan.
I mean, I don't think it's a way for him to get Ellen Gearstreet back so he can steal the token, so, yeah, I'm not quite sure what the Science play is going,
running, like,
that's one way to do it.
World Wand.
There it is. He's putting it back. Yeah. So he's putting it back. He's going to make the Ellen Gearstreet, and he's just going to take the token, and it's gigantic. And once again, we will have a match won by a Nibiru token on stream with us being in the casting desk, which I find unbelievable. Switch to attack mode.
All right. I like it.
Bam! There it is! Wilfredo is your winner. He's going to the finals of the NAWCQ.
So Nibiru tokens once again topple it all. I feel like I'm just going to start running Change of Heart. Let's just do this.
Right, set, steal, throw the ball in. Twice in one NAWCQ. The crowd goes wild for Willie, chanting his name, winning with the Nibiru token, going to the finals.
And both times it happened, it was in a top 4 match going to like a finals or a top 2, which I find hilarious.
History repeats itself.
Yep. 2 world's representatives will have won matches this weekend the same way.
By
James
stealing a Nibiru
with the triple tactic talent, and now here
with the Ellen Gearshu. That's a really cool card. I like that card a lot.
It's a very fun one. Not every list is running it, but it is very, very powerful if you know the interactions, and especially if you have Babel specifically.
I mean, Babel's chef's kiss. Beautiful card. No notes.
Oh, my goodness. I have to say, the comment is coming for us all. Nibiru, the Primal Being, definitely the story of this tournament.
Yeah.
Obviously, the decks are important, but it's very interesting when a rock monster manages to win it all.
And it beat the rock deck in the Gem Knights.
I told you, to beat a rock, you got to be a rock.
Beautiful stuff right there. And again, the crowd really got behind Willie. Like, if we're being honest, they were chanting for him after he won his top 8 match and qualified for Worlds. When I was interviewing him, they went nuts. They were chanting when he said he didn't expect to be there. They all said, we didn't either. But they have banded behind Willie regardless. I think that was mostly his friends that were saying that, jeering him on a little bit. But he definitely has the support from the crowd at this event.
And I think it goes without saying, huge ups to Isaias as well, bringing Gem Knight of all decks all the way to the top 4 and earning a World's representative finish. I cannot believe it. You did an amazing job, buddy. Great job, and hopefully good luck in the future.
Yeah, we'll be seeing
both of these decks from Battles of Legend. You said it earlier, Steven. Both of
these decks from Battles of Legend.
Yeah.
Just some incredible stuff. I can't believe this because a lot of people in the format, you know, obviously Duels to Advance, great new cards. We saw so many great new decks.
Yeah.
Sky Striker, Lunalight, etc. Vanquish Soul making it. But forget about all that. This is the Battles of Legend show starring Battles of Legend. Oh my goodness.
So many viable decks, but again, I could never have predicted in the top 4 we would not have any of the Ryzeal builds. That really felt like the deck to win,
right?
Or at least the deck to go
all the way. Well, yeah, because the representation in Australia was just incredible. The Oceania, WCQ, and all the surrounding regions there gathered, and it was 36 out of top 64 Ryzeal variants of some kind.
But I think that for twofold, when you are expected to be the most popular deck, people have preparation for you. They've played against Ryzeal enough. It's been out for a long time now, so people are comfortable against it. You think people know all the Gem Knight combos and how to interact with blind second Gem Knight or
that
all the
alone
new
is
Orcus
scary.
combos? Yeah.
Like winning the die roll and having your opponent go, oh, I'm actually going to go second. And your face is always, why are they doing that? And then it's cards you don't even know, and then they just blow you out of the water with so much rock damage or non-rock damage once you summon Diamond.
Sure. It feels like the Tenpai trick, right? You go first, you're like, oh no, Fire Dragons. But this is not Fire Dragons at all. It's rocks, it's fairies, it's all kinds of stuff. So really neat to see it.
Rocks, fairies, all kinds of stuff. That sounds like the beginning of like a fairy tale, but you know.
I mean, that's the fairy tale with Gem Knights making to the
WCQ. There we go. The fairy tale of the world qualifiers. And I gotta say, feel a little vindicated. I believed in Orcus Fiendsmith. I thought it would be great. I won locals with it on Wednesday. But with that being said, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to hear from the winner themselves. Let's send over to Jackie with the event interview.
Willie, you're going to finals. You're still fighting for that trophy. Look at this crowd. They love you.
Yeah.
They're cheering your name right now.
All my friends came, so super happy to represent Florida.
Describe the emotions for me.
Oh, to be honest, it's just overwhelming. It's just crazy. I didn't think I would be anywhere near here, to be honest.
And you told me earlier this is your first premier event. You're going to finals. You're going to Worlds. I mean, what is running through your head right now?
Everything, to be honest. I have so many people. To be honest, it was this crazy feeling.
Okay, let's do some inside baseball here. Talk to me about Orcus.
It's a very it's like tier 2 at best, but it's a rogue.
We're live right now. Don't get me in trouble.
It's just a deck that has a lot of hand traps in it, and then doesn't lose to draw and walk, so it makes it super good into the game 1s and stuff. So that's why I picked it.
And Gem Knight's also recently boosted. So when you saw it, what was running through your head?
Oh, I was like, oh, he's gonna make me go first, and this is a deck I played too, and I'm like, I know everything about it too, so I was pretty happy that I played him.
Okay, so this crowd is loving you. Is there anyone in particular that you want to shout out?
Oh no, I have too many people. they'd get jealous if I did.
They would get jealous? Oh, look at, they're all so disappointed. You sure? Look at, you're breaking their heart.
Yeah, I can't.
Okay. He's not going to answer that one. I do have a big question for you. What is your final strategy?
Hopefully not brick and draw well.
Are you going to be our champion?
I'll only try my best.
Try his best. Oh, I love that answer. You're fantastic, Willie. Let's hear it for Willie, everybody. The crowd is going wild. I love that. They're cheering your name. Let's send it back to our casters.